Okay, so I will continue with the last law for today, and this is on the SSS law, Social Security Act of 2018. So amending Republic Act 8282 or the Social Security System law. So here again, this is 2% of the board exam. For today, I will be doing the following things: discuss definition of terms, what is the scope and coverage of the SSS law, what are the benefits entitled to be given to the members who are exempted, from, rather the property of the SEC are exempted from tax, legal processes and lien, what is the share of the employee and an employer in the contributions, what is this contribution by the self-employed? When can we, what is the term for the remittance of contributions and collection of payment? And of course, we have here other matters on the employment records and reports. So to start with, we have here SSS, the agency that manages and implements the provision of this law is the SSS. No? SSS is established to promote the social welfare of the people as well as to protect them against the hazard of disability, sickness, maternity, old age, death, and other contingencies in life by helping them in their financial needs. So again, this is also in relation to the work. That's why if you are an employee in a private sector, your employer is mandated to register you as part and member of an SSS. So social security protection that society gives to its members. Okay? Against the economic and social distresses caused by sickness, maternity, unemployment, disability, retirement, and funeral claim. So the coverage of the SSS, we have the so-called compulsory and we have voluntary. So before ka maging member ng SSS, you would fall under compulsory or voluntary membership. From the word, when you talk compulsory, the membership here is mandatory. So there are 4 categories here. Number 1, those who are employed in a private sector regardless of their status. They could be regular, probationary, or contractual. But members must not exceed the age of 60, the retirement age. Second category, house helpers or kasambahays or domestic workers. They are also required to be member of the SSS. Their income here must not be less than 6,000. It has been increased from 1,000 since June 2022. Also, the requirement there is that they must not be over 60 years old. Another category under compulsory membership are self-employed individuals. This consists of, we have self-employed professionals, partners in a single proprietor's business, actors, actresses. We have professional athletes and individual farmers and fishermen. And finally, OFW are required to be part of the SSS. Either you would be sea-based or land-based. All in all, we have here not over 60 years old. And we know for a fact that the contract of an OFW lasts only for 2 years or so. And what would happen, for example, that if they would not go back anymore? Ayaw na nila mag-OFW or pahinga na lang sila, they could still continue paying the contribution, but this time, it would be on a voluntary basis. So punta sila ng SSS, and then they would file an application for a change of status of membership from compulsory to voluntary. Now, on voluntary membership, we have separated employees. So if you were working before, you are covered by compulsory membership. If you are separated, you may continue the membership just like the OFW, but this time it will be on a voluntary basis. Spouses who have no other source of income and they devote themselves full-time to manage the household, then they could be voluntary member. However, if they earn income, like mayroon silang mga business online while they stay at home, then they could fall under self-employed, not on voluntary basis. Now, employer, so we have there the concept of three personalities: employer, self-employed, and employee. When you talked about employer, of course, alam natin, any person who maintains a trade, business, industry, and employs others. Take note there that except the government and its political subdivisions, branches or instrumentalities, including government-owned or controlled corporations, because as we discussed earlier, these employees would fall under the civil service law and their social welfare law would be the GSIS. Self-employed, a person who is both an employee and an employer at the same time. The income of this person is not derived from employment. Usually, it's on business. And finally, an employee, of course, a person who performs services under the employ of another. So here, there must be an employer-employee relationship as we earlier discussed under labor code. Now, take note that the membership of these three persons with the SSS would vary. No? Kagaya nito, employer, you must be a member, you will register your employment with the SSS on the first day of your operation. An employee on the first day of employment. That's why if you are hired, si Jason, tandaan natin, pinapapirma agad yan siya ng mga requirements sa SSS, yung kanyang personal data, because iso po ang isasubmit ng employer dun sa SSS. But the self-employed here would depend, rather the registration on the membership of a self-employed would depend on the time he registered himself as member of SSS. There is no mandatory requirement, unlike an employer and an employee. Now, as discussed, effect of separation from employment. When an employee under compulsory coverage is separated from employment, his employer's contribution on account and his obligation to pay contribution arising from that employment shall cease at the end of the month of separation. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Pag ikaw po yung employer, kailangan mong mag-deduct sa sweldo ng iyong employee as part of his or her payment of premiums. Tuloy-tuloy po yan hanggang nagtatrabaho siya sa inyo. However, kung nag-resign siya, for example, or na-terminate siya for cause, or for whatever reason his employment is ceased, ikaw na employer, ang last mo na hulog sa kanyang contribution would be at the end of that month where he separated from work. So pag nag-resign siya or natanggal siya ng April, so last mo na deduction at saka last mo na hulog sa kanya would be on April 30. Okay? Yun po ang ibig sabihin dito. Now, if you are a self-employed member, for example, mayroon kang sari store, okay? And then nagbibigay ka ng contribution mo doon. Pwede bang mahinto yun? Pwede yang mahinto pag wala kang income. Kagaya nung pandemic, wala kang income, so pwede hindi ka magbayad. Kasi nga, voluntary ang nature ng membership. Bayaran mo na lang pag may kita ka na. So, for example, wala kang kita ng April, May, June, July, okay na, may kita ka na, okay na yung income, then maghulog ka na sa July. However, ang sabi po dito sa Section 11-A, wala pong retroactive payment ng contribution. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Hindi mo pwede bayaran yung buwan na lumampas na hindi ka nakabayad. Kasi ang computation, or rather ang basis whenever a person is entitled to any and all benefits under the SSS would be the number of his contributions. Kaya nga kung mas maaga matapos mo na yung 120 monthly contributions before you retire, pwede po. So dapat pag nagtrabaho kayo, bayaran mo talaga yung SSS, lalo na sila yung nagdidida. And then pag wala ka sa trabaho, nag-resign ka, pwede mo naman ipagpatuloy para hindi maputol ang membership contribution mo. Kasi for example, nag-resign ka, natanggal ka today, hindi ka nagbayad for quite some time, may mga benefits sa SSS na ma-avail mo lang pag nakabayad ka ng at least 3 monthly contribution prior to the incident. So kung hindi mo na yan nababayan, wala kang employment, so therefore hindi ka maka-avail. That's why advice talaga na kahit wala ka na sa trabaho, then bayaran mo na naman yung SSS, magaan lang naman nun para continuous ang membership mo doon, ang premiums. Pag nakapagtrabaho ka na ulit, then punta ka ng SSS, file ka na naman ulit ng application for a change of status of membership from voluntary this time around to compulsory by reason of employment. Tuloy-tuloy po yan siya. That is on section 11-A. Now, ito po yung sinasabi ko na kahit ang ang employer, mayroon siyang obligation na magbigay ng contribution. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, alam mo yung mga deductions na yan, pumupunta yan sa last pay. Kagaya nito ng SSS contributions. Section 18. Beginning on the last day of the calendar month and every month thereafter during his employment, the employer shall deduct and withhold from such employee's salary, wages, etc. sa kanyang contribution as part of his employee's contribution. Kasi po, ang mangyari, kung ang government ibigay nila yung discretion dun sa employee, malamang hindi nila i-contribute yan. Hindi nila ibibigay. Kaya nga yung sa gobyerno natin, di ba, sa taxes, withholding agent yan sila. Kasi alam mo naman, Pinoy, pag binigyan mo yun ng sweldo, kung may pagkakataon hindi magbayad ng buwis, hindi yan magbabayad. Hindi naman lahat. Pero yun ang scheme, yun ang design ng government para as much as possible, all employees would pay their taxes through a withholding agent, that is their employer, and in the same manner, their premiums SSS also through their employer. Sila po yung magiging withholding agent because tatalo na po ako, if an employer deducts a portion of the salary intended for the payment of SSS premiums, and then the employee did not remit that one, he would be liable for estafa. Classic example is my friend si Vince, mabait, Chinese, and then sabi ng kanyang lola, Vince, we're going abroad, bye-bye, dito ka lang Vince, you'll take care of the company, ikaw ang presidente, ikaw lahat. Okay, okay tita, babait si Vince. And then, it turned out na yung kanyang financial controller or yung kanyang accountant nag-resign. So, hindi na-remit dun at saka hindi na-endorse properly dun sa bagong accountant yung mga deductions na nagawa nila hindi na-remit sa SSS. At one time, ang isang empleyado pumunta sa SSS at nagbaka sakaling mag-cash advance or mag-loan, emergency loan, which is pwede naman. Kaya lang, pag pinakita doon, anong employer mo? Ganito, nako, walang remittance. So, violation. Although that employee did not file a case or did not report, kasi nga kakilala naman si Vince, hindi naman kasalanan ni Vince, hindi lang siya na-monitor or hindi niya na-monitor, ang nangyari is that the SSS themselves or by its own initiative, motu proprio, nag-conduct ng investigation at nag-file ng kaso kay Vince. As a result, warrant of arrest was issued, nakulong si Vince. Friday pa yun siya nakulong. So, he stayed there in the station for until Monday morning. Hindi ko siya mapiyansahan kasi walang pasok. Yun po yung example na employers are required to remit the deductions that they made. Ganon din po yung employee, automatic last day from the month. Ganon po ang mangyari dito. So, this talks about employees' contribution and employers' contribution. Now, how about sa self-employed? Sabi natin, ang basis po ng deduction, ang basis po ng premiums mo, ang declaration mo. Money earnings declared by the self-employed member at the time of his registration would be the basis for the computation of his monthly amount of monthly premiums. Yan po yung magiging basis. Pag sinabi mo, income mo ganito, then yun po ang magiging basis. May table po yung SSS note kung ino po yung income mo, ito po yung premiums na babayaran mo. And then since ikaw po yung voluntary, you will shoulder all the employers and the employee share. Kasi wala kang employer, hindi ka naman empleyado, so ikaw lahat mag-solo ng rate ng monthly premiums ng SSS. Remittance, sabi natin, within 10 days dapat i-remit po yun. Okay? Pag hindi yan ma-remit, then anong sabi? Pwede kang liable. Under Section 22, the contribution must be remitted within the first 10 calendar days of the month. So sabi natin, April ka nag-deduct, Vince, dapat first 10 calendar of May, isa-submit mo na yon along with your employees alpha list para doon makita na may contribution po sila. Kaya nga kung magtrabaho kayo, ang test whether or not the employer is on a religiously paying on time, mag-apply kayo ng loan. Or pwede din, maghingi kayo ng printout ng premium contributions. This is free. Pwede nyo at saka makita nyo, ma-monitor nyo kung ilang buwan nang nababayaran nyo. Okay? So yan po sa Section 22. Ang rate based on 2023 is 14% of your salary. So ito po ay divided into 2. Mas malaki po yung share ng employer, 9.5. Ang employee naman is 4.5. All in all, 14%. So an example here, kung ang monthly salary credit mo, this is not as salary as in sweldo, no? Salary credit kasi mayroon yan silang table ang SSS. Pag ganito yung sweldo mo, ganito yung monthly salary credit mo, ganito po yung babayaran mo. So minimum payment there of salary credit is 4,000. For example, ang babayaran mo na contribution is 560. Kung maximum naman is 30,000, then the maximum deduction per month or contribution rather is 4,230. Maximum 30,000 pero sabi ng batas, ang magiging contribution mo lang doon is 20,000. Ang sobra nun, pupunta yun siya sa employees compensation commission na magiging pundo mo din dyan in case magkasakit ka or may mangyari sa'yo. Kasi ang SSS at ang Employees Compensation Fund, parallel po yan sila. Kung if you have pag may nakuha kang benefit sa SSS, still you are qualified to get another benefit from the Employees Compensation Fund. In other words, the acquiring of benefits in SSS that does not deprive or disqualify you to still get your benefits under the Employment Compensation Fund. Now, dito na tayo ngayon sa program sa SSS. Bakit natin to pinag-aaralan ng SSS? Kasi nga, dapat malaman natin kung ano ba ang mga benepisyo makukuha ng isang member sa SSS. Now, ang program sa SSS, mahati natin sa dalawa. One is Social Security. When you talk about Social Security, ito po yung sickness, nagkasakit ka habang nagtatrabaho, buntis ka, kailangan mo mga anak habang nagtatrabaho, nawalan ka ng trabaho, tinanggal ka, dahil for example, retrenchment, redundancy, na doble, or labor saving devices, kailangan mag-cost cutting, tanggalan po 5 sekretary, 3 na lang yung iiwan muna. So that is an example of the reason why you get na-unemployed ka. You could file for SSS benefit. Disability injury, no? By reason of age, Okay, you're not able to work anymore, retirement, wala na talaga, pahinga ka na, and of course, death followed by funeral. So in this case, these are example of social security benefits. Now, employees compensation, mas relax po to sa employees compensation, work-related sickness or injury resulting to disability or death. Could you imagine, mahirapan ka masyado kumuha sa SSS kasi i-prove mo na work-related ka ang aksidente or insidente. Pero dito sa employees compensation, even empleyado ka ng USJR, paglabas mo doon, pagtawid mo, nasagasaan ka, wala ka na sa trabaho, still covered po yan siya sa employees compensation. Now, sabi natin, dalawa po yung benefits. Una sa SSS, pangalawa sa employees compensation fund or program. Ano po yung sa SSS? Ano po yung unang benefit? Ano kaya itong symbol na to? Sickness. Yan. Sickness. Mali to dapat bawas to sa secretary. Sickness ba yun sa kanan? Hindi yan. Disability yan eh. Kasi sickness, ano yan talaga? Natural, sipon, ubo, lahat-lahat po yun. Bawas sweldo to ha. Talagang nakakaya sa inyo. Ganda naman yung PowerPoint ko, di ba? Bibigay ko pa yun sa inyo. Okay, so talagang pinaghandaan yan. Sickness, sakit. Ang problema lang dito talaga is that kung babasahin nyo dyan, requirement dapat 4 na araw ka ma-confine. Or 4 na araw ka sa hospital. Ito kadalasan yung issue. Dito na issue dati si Hontiveros. Ano ba yan? Si Jessa, hindi nyo kilala. Nagkasakit si Jessa. Sakit yung tiyan niya dito. Ganun. Dinala sa hospital. Sama kami. Pagdala sa hospital, outpatient lang. Sabi ko, outpatient lang yan, Doc. Sabi ni Doc, kailangan itong confine. Confine ka daw. Outpatient lang. Confine. So, kinonfine na. Nakahiga na. Kami hoping na abot ng 4 na araw. Kasi pag nakaabot ng 4 na araw, may sickness benefit ka. Naku, pangalawang araw pala, pangatlo, sinabi ng doktor, pwede na ma-discharge. Sabi ng Dok, hindi pa. Kailangan pa. Masama pa, sakit pa yung Hindi, wala na. Could you imagine? That's why, itong provision na to, subject to ng mga criticism, bakit kailangan? Isa-isahin natin. Okay, a daily cash allowance paid by employer kung hindi ka makapagtrabaho through tama naman pala, sickness or injury, may bonus, sickness or injury. Maximum benefit 120. Pag sakitin ka, pwede 120 days, no? Pag sobra nun, wala na bro. Okay, pahinga ka na lang, pero wala ka nang magtatanggap sa SSS. Okay, ngayon, any unused portion of 120 days cannot be forwarded to subsequent year. Hindi po pwede. Hindi po pwede na carry on mo doon para mahaba bang sakit mo doon. Hindi pwede. Ito, ang sabi dito, sa qualifying. A member is unable to work. No question about it. He is confined. Or, kung hindi man confined, ang sabi po dito, sa bahay. Pero pag sa bahay, inform mo yung SSS because hindi naman lahat ng sickness hospital. Di ba? May mga sickness naman na ayaw mo na talagang pumasok, di ba? Ayaw mo lang pumasok, tapos mag-video call ka lang kay boss, o ayusin mo lang, lagyan mo lang ng sili kung saang parte ng katawan mo para uminit ang katawan mo. Tapos pakita mo yung thermometer, boss, mami, gano'n. Pagkatapos, Netflix, gano'n. Kasi ano naman po yan eh. Pero ito yung pinakamasaklap. His confinement must be more than 3 days or at least 4 days. Ito yung sinabi ko. Otherwise, you cannot get the benefit. Diba? Ano yun? Hindi pa pwede na magkasakit 3 lang. Diba? So yun, dapat ko ako. Ano ba yung batas na ipapasa mo pag naging senador? Magandang tanong yan. Diba? Kilala niyo yun siya? Magandang tanong yan. Okay. Ano sa palagay mo yung batas na ipapasa ko? Dadalhin ko doon sa Senado. Diba? Grabe mga tumatakbo sa atin ngayon. So ito po yung isang batas. Kung tatanungin sana nila, ito isang batas. Ang pangalawang batas na gusto kong palang tatakbo, yung pataasan yung penalty ng reckless driving. Kasi sa reckless driving, the penalty there is only 6 months and 1 day to 6 years. Regardless of what would happen, driver po ako ngayon, lasing po ako, lahat kayo dyan sa bus, nahulog po tayo, patay tayong lahat po, ako lang buhay. Kasi nga, pag napatay ako, hindi ako makakasuhan, di ba? Buhay po ako. Could you imagine, regardless na namatay, 6 months and 1 day to 6 years, ano makapagpiyansa ka? So dapat yun yung mga batas na the gravity of the penalty would depend on the injury suffered by the other party. Di ba? Ganun dapat. Ano sa palagay mo? Ganon, di ba? Ang saya-saya. Kaya nga, minsan, okay na lang na tahimik. Di ba? Tahimik para walang mali. Di ba? Hoy, ito, na-discuss na natin to kanina. No? So, mabilis pala tayo, no? Na-discuss na natin to kanina, maternity benefit. Pero take note, hindi natin na-discuss masyado sa labor. Dapat 3 months contribution. In the 12-month period preceding. Hindi lang 3 months na manganak ka ng manganak ka ng December. Anong December? December backwards, November, October, September. Hindi lang. Kung December ka manganak, dapat ang count mo doon 1 year before December, doon sa taon na yun, doon ka nakahulog. Kaya nga dapat, sabi ko sa'yo, tuloy-tuloy ang hulog. A female member has paid at least 3 monthly contribution in the 12-month period immediately preceding the semester of her childbirth, etc. And of course, you must notify your employer. Pag self-employed ka naman, ikaw po ang mag-directly notify sa SSS. Kasi ang mangyari yan, pag employer, i-notify mo, ang employer magbayad agad sa'yo. Kailan ba ka manganak? December 31 po, New Year. Talaga, binilang namin talaga to ni Mr. Happy New Year! Manny Pacquiao na naman. Happy New Year! So anyway, ang point there is that you must inform pag self-employed ka sa SSS. So ito, I'll skip this one already, di ba? 105 na. Tapos, 120 pag solo kasi may 15. 60 days pag miscarriage or emergency termination. And ito pa, pwede ka kung may pasa-load, may pasa-day dito. Tingnan mo, female have the option to allocate up to 7 days to the child's father, regardless of whether or not they are married. Sabihin mo na sa kanya, nanganak na ako. Wala siya. Pasahan ko siya ng 7 days para mabisita ako. Diba? Grabe nun. Pag ako yun, hindi ka binisita, yan mo na. Diba? Why would you force yourself? Diba? Di po pwede. So, but anyway, sa batas, pwede po yun. Magbigay ka ng 7 days sa kanya. Kung siya yung asawa mo, may 7 days na siya. And then may 7 days pa, happy together. Okay, 14 days kayo magsama. Okay, yun po ang sabi ng batas. Ano itong prescriptive period 10 years? Ano itong kaso? Prescriptive period na mag-claim ka. May mga maarte, di ba? Lalo na pag mga, hindi naman maarte, may pera. Like pumunta, mga anak dito, anong mga ospital dito, Makati Med, panganak. I-focus sa baby, hindi na-process yung benefits sa SSS. Hindi pa nakasubmit doon, lahat. May 10 years ka pa na to do that. Kasi uunahin mo yun. In other words, ikaw muna. Okay, gastos ka, and then papa-reimburse mo yan or i-process mo so that it will be given. 10-year prescriptive period to file your claim sa SSS. We're talking about maternity benefit. Ano to? Kawawa siya. Alam mo, nasa sa park yun sa nakaupo, nangahanap ng trabaho. Oh? Diba? At least nagising kayo. Unemployment, diba? Na-experience nyo na ba ito? Hindi pa. Of course, may mga license na tayo. Sila ngayon maghabol. I'm sorry, the offer is not good. Pero mind you, sa unang trabaho nyo talaga guys, kahit may license na tayo, wala talaga. Utusan pa rin tayo. Ako ganoon din ako. Una akong abogado doon. Nakala ko talagang okay na ako dito. Wala na. Basa na talaga yan. Yan talagang wala eh. Clumsy. Kaya wala na yan. So ngayon, ang nangyayari, pagdating mo doon, paano ka lang, gawa ka ng pleadings, akala mo okay na, maya-maya, text lang. Tapos papuntahin ka ng boss mo doon sa korte, postponement lang. Your Honor, I'm at 30 series, Your Honor, I'm here to postpone. Wala lang. Until sa time you gain knowledge. Ganoon naman talaga. Everybody has to step on that very first ladder, di ba? Sa step sa ladder. Hanggang si Daki, siya na si Daki ngayon, di ba? Pag golf na lang si Daki, yung kasama ko ng roommate ko lang pahinga, sabi ko, kaya ba yun sa SGB, Dak? Parang ano na ka? Ngayon, wala na. Talagang pag golf na lang, pa-travel na lang si Daki. So, yun tayo. Balik muna tayo sa realidad. Unemployment. Okay. Unemployment. Latest to siya kasi maraming mga unemployed. So, kung wala kang trabaho, pwede ka mag-apply ng benefit. Pero kailangan, number one, not over 60. Kung mine workers ka, makikita natin mamaya, iba kasi yung age of retirement sa mga jockey, yung racehorse jockey at mine workers kasi nga exposure ng health nila. Pero mo takbo ka ng takbo, alok lagi yun. Or nandun ka sa sa mine, di ba? So mas mababa yan sila. Ito yung sinabi ko na dapat magbabayad ka talaga kasi kagaya niyan, natanggal ka sa trabaho. Wala kang trabaho, pero nakabayad ka ng 36 monthly contributions, okay? And sa 12, ang 12 nun dun sa 18 months na wala kang trabaho, pwede ka mag-apply ng tawag nito, benefit, employment benefit, okay? So yun po. Prescriptive period, 1 year from SIPRE. So natanggal ka sa trabaho ngayon, mayroon ka pang 1 year. Kung na-comply mo yung 36 na hulog na yun, pwede ka mag-apply sa SSS and then mangyari po nun, bibigyan ka ng employment benefit. By the way, sinabi ko kanina yung 31 sa December kasi inform mo yung employer mo. Kasi sa batas po, yung mga maternity leave, bibigayan sa iyo ng employer bago ka magpahinga o sa iyo yan. And then, i-claim niya ng employer doon sa SSS. Kaya nga pag ka, voluntary, diretso ka na sa SSS. Ano kaya to? Disability, yan. Disability, naka-wheelchair siya. Kuya, nakayan na siya. So, disability, alam na natin po na, kaya nga sabi ko, pag, could you imagine, sabi ng batas, bawal na tayo ngayon maggamit ng word na disabled, di ba? Kasi nga, pero batas nandito, disability talaga eh. Ang sabi nga nila sa atin, special, di ba? Ngayon din, differently able. So, yun. Pero si mama ko iba, di ba? Nalaya siya. Okay. So sabi ko kay mama mo, bigay mo na lang sa akin yung bato. Makulit siya. So we have here permanently or sabi natin partial or total. So dapat permanent ang disability mo. Kaya lang, pwede partial, pwede total. Pag permanent talaga and partial, pwede ka pa magtrabaho. Pwede ka pa magtrabaho. Pero pag permanent total, wala na. Hindi ka na makapagtrabaho kasi affected ng trabaho mo. Okay? Yun po yung sabi dito, irreversible state is reached on the member suffering from complete and permanent to prevent gainful occupation. So dito dapat could you imagine, ano example ng mga complete total, complete blindness, permanent complete paralysis of 2 limbs, amputation of both arms, legs, etc. And take note, ito pinakamatindi. Head injury resulting to insanity. Dapat pala yung mga boyfriend yun, yung gano'n kasi baka ma-injure yun, ma-result sa insanity yun. Bawal. And take note, 36 dapat ang nabayad mo. Okay, 36. Then, ito po yung sinabi ko kanina. Yan. Sa SSS, may bayad po yan. Kung gusto mong babakasyon, kung gusto mong putulin yung index finger mo dyan, di ba? Yun po yung sa SSS, may contribution po yan siya. So sabi ko kanina sa experience ko, sa example ko kanina, yung employee ni Jolion, ganun, trabaho siya. Malay mo, gusto niya mag-vacation 3 months. Ping! So yun, we have here. So these are compensated, no? So yun po yan siya lahat. And components of disability. So, palagay na natin, ikaw isang member, tapos na permanently disabled ka, tapos total. Total, wala na talaga. So, pag member ka, could you imagine? Pag hindi ka kasi, pag member ka, tapos hindi ka nakabayad ng required contribution, lump sum lang yan, ibalik lang sa'yo lahat ng contribution mo, tapos na. Whereas kung nakabayad ka ng Athlete 36, tapos member ako ng SSS, tapos na permanently total disability ang na-sustain ko, tapos mayroon po ako nabayad ng 36 monthly contribution, lifetime po ang monthly pension, di ba? Mention, ang una doon na benefit mo, monthly pension, lifetime. Lifetime. Pero pag hindi ka umabot, lump sum lang. Ibalik lang sa'yo and then tapos na, baala ka na sa buhay mo. Samantala, pag 36 months, at least tuloy-tuloy po yan. Tuloy-tuloy. And mayroon pang supplemental allowance, 500, and ito po yung mga 13th month and 12-month pension. And maliban dyan, yung asawa mo at ang anak mo, mayroon pang ang anak mo minor, mayroon pa yan siyang benefit. Okay. Prescriptive period, 10 years din po ang pagpa-file. Ano yan? Retirement benefit. Retire na si Kuya Lolo, si Lola, yan. Retirement benefit. So sa retirement, retired ka na. Hindi na pwede, papahinga ka na. So sabi natin yun po yung cash benefit granted to you because you are not able to work anymore because of old age. Sabi natin, retirement, dapat umabot ka ng retirement age. Ano ba yung retirement age natin? Depende. Optional, 60. Pero dapat mayroon kang 120 monthly contributions. So kung maaga ka nagtrabaho at tuloy-tuloy yan, kuha mo na yan, 10 years to eh. Diba? 12 months times 10, 120. So kuha mo na agad yan. And separated from work, pwede ka na mag-retire. Compulsory retirement, 65. So wala ka na magawa, 65, pahinga ka na. Pwede ka mag-employ, pero hindi ka na member dan sa SSS. And for mine workers, sabi natin, kasi their health is being exposed, optional retirement is 50, compulsory retirement is 60. Dito naman sa racehorse jockey, compulsory requirement is 65, as of not later than May 2016. So first, that is retirement benefit. Now, pag retired ka na po, di ba nag-retire ka na, ano yung makukuha mo? Unang mo makukuha, monthly pension. For life din yan. Kaya lang kung hindi ka umabot ng 120, ang matanggap mo lang ay ang lump sum. Ibalik lang sa'yo lahat ng contribution mo, then wala ka na. So maganda talaga umabot ka ng 120 before ka mag-retire so that forever and ever and ever, matatanggap mo yung monthly pension. At pag wala ka na, like for example, matatanggap pa ng mga dependents mo. Okay, monthly pension. So, as long as you are qualified, lifetime po yun. Pag namatay ka, primary beneficiary ang tatanggap nun. Sino yung primary beneficiary mo? Asawa mo at ang dependent children mo. And sila po makatanggap din yan forever. Except lang kung mag-asawa na ang asawa mo. In that case, hindi niyan pwede. Kaya nga mayroon akong kliyente sa Navota, sabi niya, inis talaga ako sa kapitbahay namin. Mangingay, nag-away na sila sa barangay. Bakit sino yan? Yung pag namatay na yung asawa niya. Kasi gano'n pagkasabi, patay na yung asawa niya, tapos pagkasal ng iba. Hindi ko isa lang sabihin mo pag inaway ka. Huwag mo akong tantanan, report kita sa SSS. No, di ba? Kasi pag nireport yan sa SSS, putol ang benepisyo. Kaya nga yung SSS, nire-require nila na every year, if you are a person authorized by somebody, a pensioner, to get the pension, kahit ang SPA, Special Power of Attorney, walang expiration yan, pinapapresent talaga yung bago. To see to it na buhay pa ang tao na tumatanggap ng pension na sabi mo, binibigyan ka ng authority na magkuha. Kasi yung iba, hindi nire-report, okay? So yun po ang sa benefit, monthly pension. Monthly pension, lifetime, di ba? Beneficiary mo, dependent spouse, okay? Kaya nga balik tayo kay Judy. Kalimutan nyo na si Judy, ha? Si Judy kanina, di ba? Namatay ang asawa niya. Siya po ang dapat ang tatanggap ng SSS. Dumating ang asawa niya galing sa Nabal Biliran. Ang saya-saya talaga nun, the hilarious experience I had. Kasi kay Judy ako, nandun na yung aeroplano, tapos nandun na, dalawang asawa ang mag-claim doon sa Cadaver. So ngayon, naguluhan lang si Mo Pacific. Sino mo kuha? May asawa. May marriage license kami. May marriage license din siya. Hindi rin kami papayag, di ba? Ganun. Ang ending, dinala sa funeral parlor, di ba? Veronica, Pasay. Kasi hindi pwede. Ang naglitis pa sa korte kung kanino mapunta. Di ba? Kasi sa batas kasi natin, pag namatay na ang tao, he is considered as a property of the person he left behind. So, property na siya, so ang may karapatan nun, ang kanyang asawa. Kung may asawa siya, kung wala siyang asawa, ang anak niya. Kung wala siyang anak, si mama niya. Kung wala, bahala na siya. Hindi. Hindi naman ganun. Di ba? So, yun. So, grabe talaga yung experience namin doon. The best talaga yun sa na-experience ko. Kasi, until sa time, nagkakasuhan pa kung saan ilibing. Sa Caloocan ba o sa Biliran. Hanggang after 6 months, lumapit na sa amin yun. Inaubos na nila yung pera nila. Itong mga ganyan. Sabi pa nila, hindi ganito. Sabi ko, ako lang ngayon, ang ending nito, pera lang to eh. Sabi ni Jen, nagalit si Jen kasi nag-present na embalmer, nandun na embalmer. Sabi na embalmer, Your Honor. Sabi ni Jen, mabiyahe pa ba ito, Your Honor? Hindi na po. Hindi na kaya ng katawan ng formalin. Breakdown na. Sabi ni Jen, narinig nyo? Pag hindi pa kayo mag-decide, mamayang hapon, order ko ipakremate yan. Hatiin yung abo. So fun. Totoo yan, fun experience. Ito talaga yung mga klase. Wala silang magawa. Hindi pa rin baba yung pride nila. Hindi pwede sa Caloocan. Kasi yan, doon kami sa Quezon City sa La Loma. Para neutral. Ito na yun. Pupunta ng EDSA. Ganun. Pauna, sabi ni Judy, si Judy marumaro nito. Sabi ni Judy, attorney, mauna talaga tayo. So paglabas ng karo, sinundan talaga doon sa likod mo. So siya talaga yung next doon sa karo, paunahan. And then ito pa, yung pare, hindi niya alam na dalawang family na hindi nagkakasundo. So dito kami na side, doon sila na side, ganun. Ang saya-saya talaga. Pero talagang marumaro si Judy kasi mayroon ng video dyan. Siya lang at saka yung anak nila. Siya lang. Wala silang mga asawa. Pero sa dulo, nilagay ni Judy yung tatlo sila. Hindi, di ba? Thank you. Nandun silang tatlo. Galit na naman yung asawa. Walk out na naman. Ililibing na. But anyway, ang ending doon, hinati din nila yung pera. Di ba? Around 4 million doon sa bangko. Ati din kasi yung sabi na, mauubos yan siya. Pride lang yan. Kung buhay pa yan, malamang pinagsasampal-sampal na kayong dalawa. Di ba? Ganun pa man. Kaya nga ang lesson learned, isa lang talaga yung asawa. Okay. Isa lang talaga yun. Okay. So we have here again, primary beneficiary. Kaya nga minsan, si mama gagalit din yan. Pag nag-asawa na yung seaman, wala ka na mama. Wala ka na doon mamaya sa overseas. Pag nag-abroad ka, ito, SSS, pag abroad mo, single ka pa, seaman, natural. Alam mo na, you cannot receive all your money, sweldo sa abroad pag seaman ka. Percentage lang yun. Kaya nga may remittance. May usapan kayo muna bago. Magkano sa'yo mama? Mama, 50 sa'yo. Ang 30, bangko lang. 30 lang sa akin, ganun. Pero pag nag-asawa ka na, wala na yan si mama. Kaya kadalasan, the daughter-in-law and si mama mag-aawa yan kasi nababawasan. Nasanay siya sa suporta na malaki. Okay? Now, next benefit, okay, 13th month, kasali po yan siya. Anong una nga sa pag nag-retire ka, mayroon kang monthly pension. Pangalawa, mayroon kang 13th month, may dependent pension sa mga anak mo. At sa panahon ni 230, binigyan ka pa ng 1,000 monthly allowance. Okay, now, yun po sa retirement. Ito, wala ka na, unahin muna natin living bago tayo patayin. Okay? Kasi sa presentation sa SSS, nauna yung funeral kaysa death, dapat death muna. But sa funeral, madali lang to. Sa funeral, kung sino ang gumastos. Not necessarily na siya, heirs po siya. Kung sino ang gumastos, siya po yun. So, mayroon po tayong limit ngayon. Dati 12,000, yun 20,000, minimum, maximum 40,000. So, kung mag-aara talaga yung funeral, hanggang 40,000 ka lang. Okay? Ang lahat-lahat ng gastos. Now, ito naman, death. Buti na lang nasa langit siya. Death. Ito sa kabila, black. Sinabay ko yan, sabi ko black and white tayo para mamili lang siya kung saan siya lilipat. Okay? Mayroong heaven, mayroon naman na slightly near to heaven. Okay, so death benefit, we are already 10 slides away. Okay? Maaga pa. So, discuss natin ang insurance. Bukas na. Okay? Gusto niyo insurance tayo mga katao? Gumano na gano'n? Death benefit, okay, so death benefit, again, cash benefit granted either as monthly pension or lump sum. Bakit as monthly pension? Kasi pag nakabayad ka ng monthly contribution, tuloy-tuloy yan. 36 months, okay, ang dapat na nabayaran ng isang member bago nangyari yung sakuna sa kanya. In that case, monthly pension yan. Pero pag hindi umabot, lump sum lang ang matanggap ng kanyang primary beneficiary, which is the asawa and the dependent child. Ganon po yan siya. Pag lump sum, wala po yun. Secondary benefit lang po yan siya. So ito yung pinaka-importante dito na nag-aaway ang mga ano. Number one, order of hierarchy. Sino ba yung una? Kasi kahit ako ngayon, isali ko pa dyan, na mayroon akong girl lalo dito, tapos binago ko yung SSS ko, nilagay ko talaga yung pangalan niya. Okay, ganun. Bawal po yun. Pag namatay po ako, walang silbihan. You will never receive any benefit if you are not the legal wife. Ganun po yan. So, according to hierarchy, ang unang makatanggap talaga yung primary beneficiary, dependent spouse, minor child or children. Kung may asawa at anak. Okay. Kung walang asawa, parents of the deceased. Sir Jun, parents of the deceased. And then, pagkatapos nun, kung nauna na ang parents, then kung sino ang sinulat mo sa SSS, provided hindi nga bawal. Kasi under the law, di ba, concubinates, adultery are those relationships that are forbidden. Nobody could enter into a contract. Alam po natin na if one party enters into a contract that is prohibited, void talaga yun, di ba? Sabi natin, kung dalawa sila unenforceable, yung isa voidable. Okay, anyway, legal years ang kasunod. Now, sa pagtanggap naman, take note ang color coding dyan, green at yellow. Ang yellow lump sum lang yan. Ano ibig sabihin? All in all, kung ikaw po yung namatay, or akong namatay, ang primary beneficiary ko makatanggap ng monthly pension pag naabot ko yung required na number of contributions. Pag hindi, lump sum lang talaga. Pero, kung wala akong asawa, only parents and those other persons, kahit pa umabot, even though I have contributed more than the required number of contribution, they will not be entitled to a lump sum. They will not be entitled to a monthly pension. Lump sum lang. Si Mudra, lump sum lang talaga yan. Kung mayroon akong kapatid, lump sum lang talaga yan. Only the wife and the child or children would be entitled to a forever monthly pension for as long as I have complied with the minimum number of monthly SSS contributions. Now, exemption, nasa ano natin yan kanina, sa TUS, lahat ng assets po ng SSS exempted yan sa tax, legal process, and lien. So hindi mo yan pwedeng ma-attach, okay? Hindi mo yan pwedeng ma-attach or ang tawag nun, other terms attach, garnish, okay? So anong pinagkakaiba ng attachment at garnish daw, Ben, doon sa PDIC? Okay. Attachment, pag may kaso ka, and then ayaw mo ipagalaw sa kanya yung property, pwede kang humingi sa korte ng attachment na hindi niya pwedeng galawin yan hanggang matapos ang kaso para that property will answer to the judgment award. Pag garnishment naman, nanalo ka na sa kaso, tapos alam mo na third person or ang bangko or sino man, may property siya, ayaw magbayad, so therefore the judge will order that that person who holds your property or money magbigay sa kanya a certain portion, garnishment. Okay? So, bawal po yan sa mga SSS properties. Now, record, sabi natin, employment record, sabi po dito, each employer shall immediately report to SSS Alpha List. Na? Kailangan talaga yan, mga names, lahat-lahat yan. May mga kliyente akong ganito na ayaw. Attorney, si pangalan noon, palagay na natin si Alger, ayaw niya magpapamember ng SSS, ayaw niya magpakaltas. Bawal po yun, bawal. Si Cheche, yung sinabi ko, ayaw niya magpakaltas ng SSS. Sinalduan ko na, wala akong sweldo nun, 10,000 yun. Sabi ko, pag maghulog ka na, wala kuya, bahala ka. Pero alam ko na, mali ako. Kasi pag na-report niya ako, bawal ko yun. Because sabi naman ng batas, regardless of the number of the kasambahay, for as long as he is receiving 6 months and more, you must report that to the SSS and you must pay that. Ang mura na naman, 300 lang at 400 lang babayaran po, ayaw. But dito po sa Section 24, dapat may record para updated ang SSS. Now, penal clause. Pag sinabi natin penal, of course, may criminal po ito. Ano po yung mga kasalanan? Mayroon akong kaso ginawakan dati sa Surigao, sa Mangagoy. Slave. Ito naman siya, SSS employee siya. Alam niya na pala na isang tao, hindi na nagbabalik, patay na, yatap na, patay na. So ngayon, nakita niya, na tiningnan niya for whatever reason, he was lalaki. He was able to get information na patay na nga, walang ears. So hindi siya nag-manipulate, gumawa siya ng doon, siya nagre-receive. Nalaman eventually, malalaman yan sa audit. It's just a matter of time. So kasalanan, false statement or misrepresentation, liable ka, kulong po yun. Okay, kulong po yun. Obtain or receive money or check for payment, tapos hindi mo binigay, kulong. Ganon po yun, 6 years and 1 day. Okay, so nandun po yan siya, but I do not expect na tatanungin po kayo sa mga number of years. Otherwise, sa mga pag-aaral na ng batas yan. Ang point lang natin na there is this criminal liability for non-remittance, for using falsified documents, etc. Okay? So, what else? Okay, defraud. Sabi po natin, whoever with the intention of defraud, forges. So, ito po, ang tindinalan natin dito, ang common denominator nila, there is really an intent to gain and an intent to defraud. So, if you are faced with problems, whether or not that's criminal in nature, if there is malicious or deliberate intent to gain and defraud another causing harm or damage, then mayroon yung criminal liability. Now, dito rin, an employee who receives or gives money or property belonging payable or deliverable to SSS and who shall appropriate the same. Yan, dito nadali si Vince. Kahit wala siyang alam. Kasi special law to eh. Alam mo naman pag special law, good faith is not a defense. Unlike sa mga ibang criminal cases, pag sinabi natin criminal cases, those are acts and omission punished under the revised penal code. So mayroon ka pang good faith na defense. Hindi yan sa special law na good faith is not a defense. BP22, good faith is not a defense. For as long na talbog ang cheque, bayad ka ng penalty mo at makukulong ka. Ganon din dito, hindi ka nakarimit. Hindi pwede sabihin, kasi po, naglayas kasi yung aming ang aming tawag nito, controller, ang aming accountant, tinakbo niya po lahat, naglaaw po siya. Still, that is not an excuse, you will be liable. Okay, so ito rin. Ito, number 4. An employer who after deducting the monthly contribution or loan amortization, di ba sabi natin, fails to remit the said deduction, estafa po yun. Dito si Vince, nakulong talaga siya, estafa, 3 days. Tapos after that, binayaran namin lahat ng due sa SSS. Tapos kumuha po kami ng clearance na fully paid na, updated na, sinabit namin sa korte. Tapos nakiusap kami sa SSS na mag-desist na sila, not to prosecute anymore, to further proceedings, and na-grant naman, and then na-dismiss na ang kaso. Okay? But point is, ganun lang po yun, di ba? Okay? So, criminal action arising from violation of this act may be commenced by the SSS or the employee concerned. So, it could be kung ang employee concerned ang involved, meaning to say, aggrieved party, siya nakadiscover, or the SSS itself may file a case against you. Okay? And saan ka mag-file? Number 1, venue. What is the difference between venue and jurisdiction? Na-discuss niyo yan, no? Venue is a city, a place where to file. When you say jurisdiction, that is the authority of the court. It could be an MTC, METC, MTCC, and then next to it, we have the RTC, we have the Court of Appeals, and we have the Supreme Court. If special court, it will be the Sandigan Bayan for Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Okay, so dito po ang venue, sabi po dito, city, municipality where the SSS is located or where the jurisdiction at the option of the SSS. And finally, we have 4 slides to go. what is an employee's compensation. Ito po, iba po to sa SSS. Pero nakaganda po dito, kung ano yung benefit mo sa SSS na nakuha, hindi apektado if you are entitled to the employee's compensation. Kaya nga mayroon tayong tinatawag ito na double recovery program. This program aims to assist workers who suffer work-connected sickness or disability. Dito po yung double recovery. So pwede ka may sickness ka doon, nadulas ka, pwede. And ito pa yung coverage nila. Malawak po ito. Number one, performing his or official function. Yan. Ano ba yung ginagawa mo? Nagtatrabaho ka doon. Electrician ka. Kinausap ka bigla, hindi mo nalaman kung saan yung positive at negative. Okay na, kurente ka ngayon. O ano ngayon yan? Work! Then, SSS and compensation. Personal comfort, nangyari po to si Eileen. Tandaan niyo si Eileen? Hindi. Si Eileen, sa opisina, pumunta ng restroom, nadulas. Could you imagine, nadulas? Kasi nga, si Jason hindi pinunalasan, di ba? Tawat ako sa kanila, nadulas. So, law firm naman, SSS at employees. Because ganun. Or kahit lang magtawid ka dyan, sabi ko nga, not necessarily that you are in actual work. On board a shuttle or any vehicle provided by the company, di ba? Ganun yan siya. Ito, pinaka-common to, going to or coming out of the workplace. Entitled ka if you are a member sa Employees Compensation Fund or Program. And any sickness listed by SEC, pwede po yun siya as hazard. However, hindi mo ito magampanan or hindi mo ito makukuha kung ang reason po ay tsineng-tsineng, intoxication, lasing pala si Eileen, di ba? Nadula siya or under influence of drugs, hindi po pwede. Willful intention, talagang gusto mo lang gusto mo lang makapera, napapagod ka na hanap ng trabaho. So mayroon ka pang membership at JUPA, palagay natin ito po yun. And of course, notorious negligence. Ano notorious? Kadalasan ito paulit-ulit. Experience na to sa employees company. Sino to sila? Mga kaibigan natin na nagtatrabaho sa construction. Di ba? No hard hat, no entry, and then yung boots nila, steel po yun. Kasi pag steel toe po yun, pag sinipa ka nun, tigas yun. Pag nahulugan niya ng bakal, hindi yan siya rubber shoes na, wala po yun. So minsan, hindi nila sinusuot yan. Natural, sira po yun sa forma eh. Parang motor, ba't ka mag-helmet? Hindi ka matapang pag nag-helmet ka. Iba kami, di ba? Bawal po yun. I'm just kidding, di ba? Okay, so, tsineng-tsineng. Benefits under the employee's compensation, nandito na hinahanap natin. Nandiyan na siya. Okay, benefits under the employee's compensation, cash income benefits, medical benefits, careers allowance, rehabilitation, death and funeral benefits. The point here is that again, pwede ka mag-claim doon sa both na mga SSS and benefits. Okay? So that ends our discussion. We have an exercises. So exercise, which of the following statement is not correct? Saan sa mga sumusunod ang hindi tama? A funeral grant under SSS could be in cash or in kind. Compulsory SSS coverage of the employee shall take effect upon his application with the SSS. Spouses who devote full time to managing the household and family affairs are not under compulsory coverage. An SSS member is entitled to monthly pension if he has paid at least 120 monthly contribution. Anong mali doon? Letter? Funeral could be cash in kind? Pwede. Compulsory SSS, employee shall take risk upon application. Mali. Kasi basta employee ka, upon your first employment. Pag employer ka, upon your first operation. Pero pag self-employed ka, upon your application. Okay. So baka mali tayo. The answer is B. Okay? Kasi spouses who devote, pwede, wala kang income. Pwede ka makipag-SSS member. Or monthly 120,000. Pwede po yan kasi monthly because that is one of the consequences of the benefit of a retiree. Now, which of the following statement is true? Retroactive payment of SSS contribution premiums is allowed. That is false, di ba? Walang retroactive talaga. Updated talaga yan because again, your payment would be linked to your employment. Otherwise, hindi lang ako magtrabaho. Bayaran ko ng buong taon ng ano, para kung may mangyari sa akin doon sa milyon, pwede mag-benefit. That is not the purpose and the function of the law. If a self-employed member realizes no income in any given month, he is nonetheless required to pay for that month. Ito, mali ito, dito, voluntary. Paano ka nang required voluntary? Sampalin kita dyan. Joke lang. Okay, so perhaps the answer is B. Hoy! Ay, true pala yung hinahanap ko, man. Ubusin mo kasi yung Jollibee. Hindi mo yung naubusin. Dapat sabi ni Jollibee, ubusin mo yung cheese para mag-work ang mind mo. Palusot pa din, no? Yeah, correct. Because ang hinahanap pala natin is true. Sorry guys, all AIDS. I admit, all AIDS. Okay, letter C. Any person whose income is not derived from employment falls from. That is true. Kasi ang hinahanap natin is yung wala na talaga. Yung itakpan nyo nga yung relos, di ba? Kita mo ito. Which of the following statement is true? Okay. So number 1 is false. If number 2 is also false. And of course, number 3 is true. Okay, bayanan natin yan. Dito tayo. Guluhan pa kayo dyan. Dito. Yan. Last na po ito. Ano ma'am? Talaga naman. Ba't ko hindi ito na bago? Wala na. Kasi ibigay ko na lang yan. Kaya pala. Ayusin ko. Kaya pala hindi ko pa natapos basa C. Ako naman, hindi ko naman napansin. Okay, so that ends our discussion.